All right, everybody, 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here. Tropical update for our Saturday morning. And, well, we went from 4 or 5 different things to track down to basically 2 now. We've got this wave that's off the southeast coast that will likely head into the Carolinas, it looks like, Monday into Tuesday. And then way out in the Atlantic, we have Tropical Storm Gordon. Not a big deal. It's way out there. So let's start close to home, shall we? This is the satellite loop. And what you can see here is the shaded area here is where the Hurricane Center says it has about 30 to 50% chance for development. Now, there's a ton of moisture already there, and it looks like a little tiny area of low pressure trying to develop. You can see that all that moisture just south of Wilmington, North Carolina, all this right in here. What's going to happen is basically that will back down to the south and the west, I think, over the next couple of days. So Wilmington's been just getting inundated, Charlotte, those areas down Cape Fear area. But that should actually dry up just a touch. Here's our forecast model. And you'll notice as we go through today, the rain starts to taper off late today there. And then look further towards South Carolina and then Georgia as we go through tomorrow morning. You see that line south of Charleston? So the moisture kind of sinks southwestward. And then by the time we get towards, I mean, look at that. That's Monday morning before the sun comes up. Be some heavy rain for southeast Georgia, potentially into northeast Florida, the Jacksonville area. But it's at this time during the day on Monday that I think this tries to organize a little bit better. We'll try and close off a low. You can see that right there. That's Tuesday morning at 5 a.m. Finally starting to get the low closed off there. And what that'll do is eventually consolidate. And it looks like it wants to drift off to the northwest here and come right up over the Outer Banks, Albemarle, Pamlico Sound. But that means Morehead City, Atlantic Beach, New Bern, Wilmington, Wrightsville, all those places, all the way up, Topsail Beach. So I don't think it's terrible, but certainly a rainmaker. Here's the forecast for winds from that same model. This is our in-house model. We call it the graph. Not a lot out there for today. You can see a little breezy. It's a northeast wind. Definitely kicking up the surf, and definitely will keep water levels high in the southern Pamlico Sound with that wind coming out of there. So, Adams Creek, all those creeks of the Neuse River, from New Bern down through Morehead City area, they're going to see some minor flooding there because we're just going to keep a northeast wind. But look, this is nothing, right? That's through Sunday afternoon. Then as we get into Monday afternoon, Monday night into Tuesday, now you're seeing that low here start to form. And that's when those winds are going to pick up. I mean, can we get a tropical storm out of this? We could. Do we get a hurricane? I don't think we do. All right, so that's where we're at right now. There is no invest on that. Once there is, of course, I will give you more updates on that. Let's take you far out into the Atlantic. This is Tropical Storm Gordon. One thing you want to notice here, look at those numbers. There's not a lot there. I mean, it's right now it's 45 mile per hour wind, so it's a tropical storm, but tomorrow morning, late tonight, tomorrow morning, it's down to 35 mile per hour winds, so it's a depression at that time. And then we got basically trying to get back up to 45 mile per hour winds by Wednesday night to Thursday. But here's the good news with that. You can see along with the track and, of course, with the forecast models, it does look like it wants to turn and go out to sea. We love to see, speaking of that, we love to see that. All right, let's talk tropics models. This is, well, let's back up here. This is the GFS ensemble, or the European ensembles. And you can see, let me see if you can see that here. Yeah, you can see what's going in the Carolinas, right? And you also see what Gordon wants to do. All right, here's the GFS going into, this one has a little bit lower, trying to go into South Carolina. Some of the runs, the main run goes up into North Carolina, but it does actually recurve Gordon. Now, both the European and the GFS have something here in the Western Caribbean. This is the GFS. Look at the European. It's got 1 or 2 little lines here, right? Let me show you what that looks like on a little bit different view. Because what we're going to be watching for a week from now, so not this weekend, but next, is this area down here in the Western Caribbean, the Southern Gulf of Mexico, near Western Cuba. All right, let me go a little bit faster with this. See all those lows forming right here, all these L's? I mean, these are different runs of the model. It's not going to be that many lows. But see what it's trying to do? Develop something there and take it out to the north and the northeast. All right, so that would be, here's the date on this, is that's next Sunday, so it's a week from tomorrow. So we're talking a week and a half out. All right, that's the GFS version of it. Here is the European version of it. By the way, look at the top. You can see the system going in. This is Monday night into Tuesday. And then watch as we get out into next week. This is a week from tonight. It has something trying to come up right across Southeast Florida and then up and out. And it kind of gets stuck trying to do the same thing. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is way out in time as far as models go, but it is something that we're going to keep an eye on for you, just in case. All right, that's it. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend.